Okay, let's start this meeting. I call a special meeting of the Champaign County Board to order Monday, June 4th, 2007. It is 7 o'clock. Roll call, please.
James.
Here.
Jay.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
Knott.
Here.
Langenheim. McGinty.
Here.
Moline.
Here.
Mosier.
Here.
O'Connor.
Here.
Putman.
Here.
Richards.
Here.
Sapp.
Here.
Schrader.
Here.
Tapley.
Here.
Wysocki.
Here.
Anderson.
Here.
Beckett. Benzel. Betts.
Here.
Carter.
Here.
Coert.
Present.
Denitz.
Here.
Gladney.
Present.
Gross. Hoag. Hunt.
Here.
Weibel.
Here. Please note that Mr. Langenheim is here.
Okay.
Would the clerk please read the notice of the meeting?
Notice is hereby given that a special meeting of the County Board, Champaign County, Illinois, will convene on June 4th, 2007, 7 o'clock p.m. in the Lyle Shields Meeting Room, Burkett's Administrative Center, 1776 East Washington in Urbana, Illinois, in said county for the purpose of closed session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C3 to consider the discipline, performance, or removal of the occupant of a public office, consideration of reinstatement of Kurt Diedrich as Supervisor of Assessments, consideration of acceptance of resignation of Kurt Diedrich as Supervisor of Assessments, and consideration of setting a public hearing to consider grounds for dismissal of Kurt Diedrich and payment of claims or other regular business of said board, which said meeting shall continue in session from day to day until the completion of said business.
Move adoption of the notice.
Second.
Second by Wysocki. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any public participation? Seeing none. Mr. Betts?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we enter into executive session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2 parent C, parent 11, to consider litigation which is imminent against Champaign County. I further move that the following folks remain present: the recording secretary, county administrators, county legal counsel, and I so move.
Second.
Second by Mr. McGinty. Roll call.
James.
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Knott.
Yes.
Langenheim. McGinty.
Yes.
Moline.
Yes.
Mosier. O'Connor.
Yes.
Putman.
Yes.
Richards.
Yes.
Sapp.
Yes.
Schrader.
Yes.
Tapley.
Yes.
Wysocki.
Yes.
Anderson. Betts.
Yes.
Carter.
Yes.
Coert.
No.
Denitz.
Yes.
Gladney.
No.
Gross. Hunt.
Yes.
Weibel.
Yes. Motion carries.
Jergens.
Don't make me do these three stooges things. I'm going to send her $25 today.
Deal.
Are you going to adjourn?
Okay, we're in open session. Mr. Betts.
I move to rescind the termination of Kurt Diedrich and reinstate Kurt Diedrich as supervisor of assessments effective immediately.
Second by Mr. Langenheim. Discussion. Seeing none, we'll have a roll call.
James?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Not?
No.
Langenheim? McGinty?
Yes.
Moline? Yes. Mosier?
Yes.
O'Connor?
Absolutely not.
Putman? Yes. Richards?
Yes.
Sapp?
Yes.
Schrader?
Yes.
Tapley?
Yes.
Wysocki?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Betts?
Yes.
Carter? Cowart? Denitz? Gladney?
Yes.
Gross? Hunt?
Yes.
Weibel?
Yes. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I move to accept the resignation of Kurt Diedrich as supervisor of assessment and approve a settlement release effective immediately and to authorize the county board chair to execute said release, and I so move.
Second.
Second by Mr. James. Discussion. Ms. Putnam.
Mr. Chair, I just want to acknowledge that this has been a very difficult decision for all parties involved, and I want to reflect on a discussion that you and I had about this matter, and that you said that you were urging this because you think it's in the best interests of all. And I just want to acknowledge that I know that this has not been easy for you, but that you enter into this, and we all enter into this because we believe it's in the best interests of the people of Champaign County.
Thank you, Ms. Putnam. Further discussion? Ms. Cowart?
I'm going to vote no on this. I feel that our actions against Mr. Diedrich is illegal, and I think that Mr. Diedrich was following the duties of his position, and I will not vote for this.
Further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
James?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Not?
Yes.
Langenheim? McGinty?
Yes.
Moline? Yes. Mosier?
Yes.
O'Connor? Putman? Richards?
Yes.
Sapp?
Yes.
Schrader?
Yes.
Tapley?
Yes.
Wysocki?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Betts?
Yes.
Carter? Cowart?
No.
Denitz?
Yes.
Gladney?
Yes.
Gross? Hunt? Weibel?
Yes. Motion carries. Mr. McGinty.
Mr. Chair, I move adoption of resolution number 6005. This is an emergency budget amendment out of the general corporate fund for $61,000. This is increased appropriation required pursuant to the settlement release, and I so move.
Second.
Second by Mr. J. Discussion? Roll call.
James,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Knott, Langenheim,
Yes.
McGinty,
Yes.
Moline, Mosier, O'Connor, Putman, Richards,
Yes.
Sapp, Schrader,
Yes.
Tapley,
Yes.
Wysocki, Anderson,
Yes.
Betts,
Yes.
Carter, Cowart, Denitz,
Yes.
Gladney, Gross, Hunt,
Yes.
Weibel.
Yes. Motion carries. Ms.
Mr.
McGinty.
Chair, I move adoption of resolution number 6006, another emergency budget amendment out of general corporate for $39,000. Again, increased appropriation is required pursuant to the settlement release, and I so move.
Second.
Second on Mr. J. Discussion. Roll call.
James,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Knott,
Yes.
Langenheim, McGinty,
Yes.
Moline, Mosier, O'Connor,
No.
Putman,
Yes.
Richards,
Yes.
Sapp, Schrader,
Yes.
Tapley,
Yes.
Wysocki,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Betts,
Yes.
Carter, Cowart,
No.
Denitz,
Yes.
Gladney,
Yes.
Gross, Hunt,
Yes.
Weibel.
Yes. Motion carries. Mr. Betts.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Move adoption of resolution 6007, appointing interim supervisor of assessment for Champaign County. And I believe the chair's appointment is Mr. Joe Means, and I so move.
Second by Mr. Mosier. Discussion. Ms. Putnam.
Chair Weibel, I have a question about the second whereas paragraph. This refers to Joseph Mintz being a CHOW, a Certified Illinois Assessment Official, CIAO, as certified by the Illinois Property Assessment Institute, and also mentions additional training that Mr. Mintz has completed. That is training required under 35 statutes 200/410. Is that training that is required of supervisors of assessments, or training required to retain the CIAO designation, or training to be the interim supervisor of assessments? These questions are all about, just so that everyone is confident, so that I am confident, and my colleagues are, that the additional training, that is, it is not the training of the supervisor of assessments, but training sufficient to be the interim supervisor.
Actually, I think you're correct. The statute doesn't actually call for any training at all. We're adding that to say that, to point out that he does have qualifications that make him appropriate for that position. Does that make sense? Ms. Cowart?
Does that mean that he's taking the
I'm not aware if he has yet. Again, for this position, he does not. A person does not have to pass that test. This is strictly an interim, temporary position. According to statute, actually, you can walk out of high school and take that job. There are no qualifications in the state statute. We'll just point out the fact that he does have a lot of the qualifications that would be required. Again, this is strictly a temporary position. Go ahead, Ms. Cowart.
The deputy supervisor of assessment, why was he overlooked?
I felt that Mr. Mintz was a better choice for this position.
Has he taken the test?
I can't answer that question. I don't know. We'd have to ask him. Neither of them are here. Mr. J?
If there's anyone that's concerned, I do have information from assessors, at least two, that the office is working very well under his temporary leadership up at this point, and I would fully expect it to continue to do that. He is well qualified to do what he's doing. I don't know about his schooling or his tests, but he's doing a good job, and things are moving along very well.
Further discussion? Roll call? I'm sorry, Lloyd. Microphone, please.
Could we have the statute number entered into records that was questionable?
I'm sorry?
The statute that we asked clarification on, we like to enter the
State attorney.
I'm not sure what you mean.
statute numbers.
For this.
Statute 55 ILCS 5, Section 3, 3005.
I don't have that information available right here.
Well, I'm asking, could we enter them into the record?
Oh. I guess I'm not sure why you want to do that. I mean, the numbers are quoted there. I mean, certainly people.
We asked for clarification and we didn't get it, so it should be in the minutes.
Pardon? Sorry? I'm not sure what you're talking. Are you referring to something you talked about during the closed session? I mean, the number on this resolution that it refers to, we can easily look that up. Putnam?
If my colleague wants entered into the minutes of this meeting the fact that he has an objection about a specific statute, Mr. Carter could state right now that he objects or does not plan to vote for this motion based on a statute that he is concerned with. And that would be in the minutes of tonight's meeting.
Certainly it'd be recorded, so it already is in the minutes. Mr. Carter?
Would we be allowed that, please?
I mean, your voice is recorded, so whatever you state is noted and would be recorded for hopefully posterity.
Well, we would like for that to happen, if possible. And I'll read the second one, and you can do what you want to do.
Okay.
Statute 55 ILCS 5, Section 3, 9008. Also, I'd like to.
Okay. Did you get that, Ms. Busey? We have that recorded. Ms. Cowart?
Yeah, I'm concerned about Joe Mintz. Isn't he currently under federal investigation for deleting property off the tax roll and taxing records? Proper documentation?
I don't know.
The FBI never contacted.
Hold on.
Mr. Chair, point of order, personnel, that is a personnel matter.
This is ridiculous. Let's
Hold
take
on,
the roll
please,
call.
Ms. Knott, you're out of order. Mr. Betts?
My point of order is that is a personnel matter that really should not be in public session. We do not discuss personnel matters in that environment.
I agree, Mr. Betts.
People were worried about a lawsuit. I think that one is pretty obvious.
I'm afraid Mr. Betts is correct, Ms. Cowart. Well, I don't recall him saying anything about what you just talked about.
Well,
And I don't think we can talk about that.
Call the question.
Second.
Mr. Carter, I'll give you one more chance.
yeah,
Call the question.
I think we should be as
Point of order, it's not debatable any further.
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay, I'm
When the
sorry.
question's been called, that's a non-debatable motion.
Okay. Call the roll.
Excuse me, who called the question?
Mr. Betts did, second by Mr. Tapley or Mr. Knott? Mr. Knott seconded.
Thank you. Okay. James?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Knott.
Yes.
Langenheim. McGinty.
Yes.
Moline.
Yes.
Mosier. O'Connor.
Yes.
Putman. Richards.
No.
Sapp. Schrader.
Yes.
Tapley.
Yes.
Wysocki.
Yes.
Anderson.
No.
Betts.
Yes.
Carter.
No.
Cowart.
No.
Denitz.
Yes.
Gladney.
No.
Gross. Hunt.
Yes.
Weibel.
Yes. Motion carries. And finally, I want to point out that,
Mr. Chairman,
yes, Mr. Betts.
that was a vote on the calling the question.
Oh, I'm
So I have to
sorry.
vote on the question.
Yeah, that's right, I'm sorry. Okay. Now, let's have a roll call on the motion to appoint Mr. Meats as interim supervisor of assessments. Thank you, Mr. Betts.
James.
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Knott.
Yes.
Langenheim. McGinty.
Yes.
Moline. Mosier. O'Connor.
Yes.
Putman. Richards.
No.
Sapp.
Yes.
Schrader.
Yes.
Tapley.
Yes.
Wysocki.
Yes.
Anderson. Betts.
Yes.
Carter.
No.
Cowart.
Nope.
Denitz.
Yes.
Gladney.
No.
Gross. Hunt.
Yes.
Weibel.
Yes. Motion carried. Finally, we have a draft letter that Mr. Knott and I, and perhaps the state's attorney, will be mailing off to our local legislatures. I'll give copies of these for the press. Further, Mr. Langenheim? Those are public, so there's no, you don't have to give that back to me.
Move adjourn.
Second.
We're adjourned.